my friends, welcome back to my channel. Oh, I am so happy to be able to sit down and do some work at my table. I've been doing a lot of helping of my family in lots of different ways lately, so I haven't had a lot of time to play. But I get to play today. So we are going to continue to work on the leopard. All the information about the leopard and the pencils that I've been using is down in the description box below the video. So at this point, unfortunately, it's kind of like all the really fun part is done. And so at this point, there's a lot of repetition going on here. So I will let you guys decide if you want to, fast forward or whatever through the video. But to start with, I'm going to use my buff titanium, I think. Certain areas are a little bit brighter than other areas. So I have my choice of the buff titanium or the brown ochre 10%. We might start with the buff titanium. Going over this a little bit more, not sure why. It seems like it needs to be a little bit lighter. And we'll do some of that lightness in here. I'm not really, I know it looks like I'm putting in lots of, like each individual hair. I'm not really doing that. I'm just I'm looking at it like, instead of doing little circles like you would do if you're trying to really fill in an area, I'm choosing to make lots of little small strokes to fill in the area. So we're really more after texture than actual, following each and every hair, because that would just be pretty much impossible in this little area anyway, for sure. I don't even know that I'm doing the right thing here, because I'm kind of looking at this and these are all looking a lot more like little dots than little strokes. So maybe I need to switch to doing lots of little dots. I do think that that's probably better, because these hairs in here are so short that they're not even, there's no lines, it's just little dots. And these are kind of like these are going to be the little bright areas, and then we'll glaze over it with another color. Let's see what we get. It's been several days since I've worked on this, so it's almost like I have to kind of start over in my brain, kind of trying to get back in the groove and remember what I've been doing. This pencil is starting to hurt my hand because it's short, and I feel like I'm really, I don't know, I feel like I'm gripping it really, really hard. So I'm gonna just make a little change here. It's not even really that short, but it does get to where it's a little bit less comfortable. So I'm just going to take some of my Scotch tape. I'm not sure if this is going to be enough yet. We'll see. The reason I'm doing that is because my pencil extenders, none of them fit the Caran Dash or the Luminance pencils. I think I might do just a little bit more. But I have quite a few extenders I could leave permanently on here if I wanted to. So by adding the tape on the back end, I've made that back end thicker. And so when I use my extender, which does have a large hole, but the large hole is too big, yay, then I can stick that in there. And I have a nice good pencil extender for my Luminance pencils. Oh, that feels so much better. Yes, much, much, much better. Okay, I'm only going to go so far to start with because I want to make sure that this is indeed the technique that I want to use. And if I don't do it all over the whole thing, then perhaps if I don't like something, I can make some alterations to it. I am going to push the camera in a little bit more. The only problem with that is you don't really see the reference photo very well that way. So let me just see if I can't fix that as well. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, let's work like that for a little while. All right, this is brown ochre 50%. And is that what I want to use? I think we'll start here, and I'm using a very, very light pressure because I really just want to kind of glaze over this. Although I don't know, Luminance might be better for that. Okay, just a little test to see. Yeah, all right, I'm changing my mind. I'm switching to brown ochre Luminance. So the reason that is that for some reason, it feels like the combination of the Luminance as the base coat, like what I did with the buff titanium. And then when I put the Polychromos on top, it's almost like that Luminance acts as a resist, and the Polychromos goes and fills in the drafting film area where I have not laid down any of the buff titanium. It just seems to be a really nice combination. Okay, so now we're going to go to, if I can find it. Well, I thought I pulled out all the pencils I needed, but I don't see it. So give me just a second to find that. There it is. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to the Burnt Umber Polychromos. And we're going to put a little bit of dark. And I'm just going to use dots. I'm just going to dot this in here. I think Cooper is talking to the neighbor dog again. All the windows are open, as they always are this time of year. It's so nice out. I just wish it would get I just wish it would get a little colder. We're still getting up into 80 in the daytime. The mornings and after the sun goes down are beautiful, but I want to wear long sleeves. I'm so tired of short sleeves. I want to wear long sleeves. I like the cold, but I don't like the true cold. So leaving Arizona would not be a good choice. I just want it to, I'd like to have it be the high being like in the 60s and 70s. That would be ideal. And we do get that. It just seems like it's taking forever to get there. Definitely have to layer. Definitely have to wear long sleeves in the morning and something that you can strip off in the afternoon if you go outside. Okay, it's hard for me to tell if I'm loving the way this is turning out until I get some black spots in here. I think it's going to be okay. Let's see, there's a dark, might have to do that with black. Dark line right down the center here. All right, let's put in some spots and then we can come back to this. So, excuse me. I'm debating on whether I want to just go straight for the Luminance black or do the Polychromos black. They behave quite differently, so let's try the Polychromos black first. Two pencils just kind of feel different on the paper or the film, whatever you want to call it. I think I was waiting to fill these two in until I got some more background color. All right, now I want to try the Luminance black. Well, I can already tell that it's blacker. And it felt okay. So I'm just going to use the Luminance, I think. I think maybe one of the big differences is that it feels like I can get a sharper tip with the poly. These are all very solid. I don't see any hair strokes or anything, so I think we can just kind of fill those in. strokes. Maybe I'll do the hair strokes with a really sharp poly after I get these filled in. That might work real well. Because it definitely fills in blacker from the start with the Luminance. Probably going to stop right here. Yeah, that's a little bit darker. Okay, one more. Okay, so we definitely need a lot more depth of color, depth of color. So, do I want to add the black first or last? Good question. I'm going to sharpen it. And I think I'm going to add it first. So we're just kind of putting in some of the little hairs. I don't think we need to do them on the bottom because I think the slice tool will come in and add the lighter colors coming up from the bottom, since all the hair grows up. Figure out why there's that spot right there. Is that supposed to be a black spot? I don't know, but I'm gonna make it one. I'm just gonna make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so back to the burnt umber. This is kind of glazing. I'm not pressing down hard to make lines. I'm just trying to add a little bit of color. So I'm using light pressure. I'm kind of feeling like I want a little bit more yellow. So, the question then is, do I add a little bit of light yellow ochre? not too much. You want to be careful. I think I kind of like that. Let's use just glazing it on there. Okay, so that brought a little bit more yellow tone in there, which, excuse me, goodness, I'm glad I did. I like that. Okay, I think I just need to keep going, and then I'll darken it as I need to. I do think I'm going to switch to the brown ochre 10% though, instead of the buff titanium. To me, this is one of those, I don't really want to call it a task, because it's not really a task, but it's one of those things where you don't have to really concentrate super hard. Oh, this is where having like an audiobook on or something like that while you're working is so nice, because you're able to listen to a good book while you're just kind of doing the slightly more mundane part of the picture. All right, I think as we get up a little higher, the strokes now can switch from dots to just really, really short little upward marks. Turn your pencil frequently, keep that sharper edge, and it will help you not have to sharpen it as often, which is important when you're talking about expensive pencils. Having a piece of sandpaper is also good. I think I showed you guys that before. You can just sharpen that point without using a pencil sharpener. In fact, I think I will do that right now. It hardly takes anything at all to do, and you can get a really nice sharp point on there. And you can probably keep doing that for quite a while before you have to actually sharpen with a pencil sharpener. Okay, just double checking my reference photo, making sure that I'm doing the right thing and not going off in my own little world and not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. This is all kind of just fuzzy. Make sure, check your photo. Over here start going sideways. Thinking that I might go straight for burnt umber. Let's try that in this area because this is kind of the darkest area. And I do still want to try and go in the direction that the fur is going. This is coming in pretty dark because I don't have as much of the brown ochre. I didn't put as many strokes on, and so that's why it's coming in so much darker. But that's okay because that is a pretty dark area. So that's kind of what I wanted to have happen. Although it kind of feels like it's those, the brown ochre lines are not showing up as well as the other lines did. The other, what did I use? Buff titanium, it seems like. So I might want to switch my technique and go back to doing the lines. It always looks so weird when the before the black gets added. It's like, ugh, I don't know if I like this, but you know, as soon as you get the black on, it all changes. So I just have to be patient. Okay, I hope I didn't make a mistake by using this all over the whole thing. Again, you get carried away and you forget, like, you have to do other stuff. I think it'll be okay. I do think it'll be okay. But I didn't add any of the brown ochre 50%, but maybe it doesn't need it in here. I'm adding a little bit. I think I'll add it in here. Again, it's kind of working well as a to just kind of glaze it in there, and it's getting me a little bit more of the kind of orangey tones. Maybe not in here. Maybe still need some in here. I can always add more. If I need to. All right, let's do the black. The black is kind of boring, so what's going on here? What did let's see, we've got a skinny black. We've got, this is, okay, again, it's not super duper important. I think this is black. It's not super duper important, but it's something that I like to be in the habit of doing properly. Because if I'm doing dog portraits, I do want to make sure that there are certain things that you want to make sure are correct. Especially if it's, you know, an actual animal that you're doing. So I need to fill in some color in here. Right in here. I hope that's right. Okay. I am going to probably speed through doing the black dots because really all I'm doing is filling in. So I'll see you on the other side of that. Alrighty, so I'm going to switch to the burnt umber again and just kind of go around these. It's not necessarily exactly the way the reference photo is, but I like it. I like the look. I don't know why, but I started doing it and it just felt right. So that's what I'm gonna do. And for some reason, the Polychromos doesn't seem like it pulls the black as much as the Luminance seems to pull the black into the other colors. We need to go a lot darker in here too. Oh yeah, lots darker. Okay, time to break out the, let's try, I think I'm going to go straight to brown ochre and see what that does. Be careful. Don't want to pull too much of the black. All right, there's just still not. Well, I kind of like that. So That color is getting better now. You know, sometimes you just gotta experiment, try, you know, I mean, it's not like this is any great experimentation. I mean, you gotta try things to see if you can get the look that you want. Just pull out a pencil and try it in an area and see what you think. If you don't like it, you can change, try something else. But it is starting to look better to my eye doing this, so that's good. Okay, so I'm sitting back, I'm kind of squinting my eyes. I definitely can see that I need to go much darker down the center here, but I don't think that these brown ochres are going to be the answer. So I could either try dark sepia, or I could just use more of the burnt umber. So this is the dark sepia. This is the burnt umber. I think I'm just going to continue to use the burnt umber. Some more darkness in here. Some more up here. I'm not quite sure how to do this yet. Let's see, this is up here. I'm getting my place confused. This is that. This is, it's kind of just, I want to call it fuzzy, like it's not really defined, it's just soft. Get some more of this in here, I think. Still in here, it's still too light. But I like how there's still some texture. I can still see the first layer of hair that I laid down with the buff titanium or the brown ochre, or whichever area. There's still even though I kind of keep covering it up and making it darker and darker, there's still a little bit of that. And we can always pull some of this out with the slice tool too if we need to make more defined little hairs. I want to shoot for even a little bit darker in here, because sometimes I feel like I make the, I don't know that I would call it a mistake. Well, kind of it is a mistake. I make the mistake of not going dark enough in certain areas. So that's feeling a little bit better. Oh, this is feeling pretty good, I think. I'm going to use the slice tool here pretty soon. Play around with that a little bit. Before I do that, I'm going to take my black Polychromos and kind of just wherever I feel like I want a few little hairs, get those in. Oh, this goes, I think I might have put this going the wrong direction, but I can't quite tell. I also think I need to go on the back side and do some erasing, because I'm seeing some lines that I don't necessarily want to see. Kind of like working in little chunks like this and completing each chunk as I go, because then it doesn't feel so overwhelming. You know, you're only working on a small section, especially when there's an area of the animal where it's very repetitive, like this will be, where it's basically just color and spots. This lets me not get super bored and want to quit. Okay, I feel pretty good. It's like I keep, every time you kind of feel me pause or pull my pencil away, I'm kind of just sitting back and letting my out of focus eyes kind of make a determination as to, you know, if things are looking similar to the reference photo. That helps with oh, what's the word? Just kind of lost the word. Value, so darkness and lightness, and it helps with color. At least it does for me. It's just kind of sit back and compare. It's like, how are you feeling? And then I kind of still go, well, I'm feeling like I still want this to be a little bit darker. I'm not quite sure the best way to get that though. I don't want to add, I don't want black. all of this here probably feels like it still needs a little bit of black. I don't know, maybe black will be okay. Let's try brown ochre. I feel like this area right in here needs to be darker. Brown ochre's not the right choice. I need kind of a maybe dark sepia or raw umber. Raw umber is good, but I think it's still not dark enough. So the question is, dark sepia Polychromos or sepia Luminance? They're quite different. The sepia Luminance is very much redder, and I don't think that's what I want. So I'm going to go with the dark sepia Polychromos. And I really am kind of doing a mixture of little circle glazing to make the color darker, but in other areas I want to say kind of pouncing, almost pouncing, because I want little hairlines. Oh, good grief. I've been doing that whole thing and I haven't even been, you guys, I wish you could yell at me. Seriously, I wish you could just say, hey, I'm so sorry. Oof, I might just cut that little section out. What's the point? I wasn't even in frame. Okay, so let me back up for a minute. Basically, I felt like this area was not dark enough, so I've been using the dark sepia. And some of it was me making little pouncy marks, little line marks, and some of it was me just making small circles where I'm just kind of darkening the color. So that's really all I was doing. I might come in here. See, I'm going off track because I was working up front, or up top on his forehead. But you know, as you look and see, you start going, oh, that needs to be darker. So anyway, that's all I would do for in here is just dot to make it darker. All right, let's go back up here where we were working. Sorry, I got a little off track there. So maybe the dark sepia, I tried that before and changed my mind, but I'm thinking I might need that to get it as dark as I would like it to be. Just a little bit more up here. Okay, I'm gonna pull out there. Okay, slice tool. Let's pull out the slice tool. So basically, you've seen me do this before. I'm just going to use it to put a few of the hairs into the black. Try not to go too crazy. I think maybe in this case less might be more. It's easy to get to want to just go crazy with this thing because it's kind of so much fun, but that feels pretty good. Let's do, just because we're here and we can, because we've done all of our color, let's do some of these whisker things. Then we'll go on the back and erase, and I'll show you something that I like to do. So I'm going to use the fat section of the blade, not the pointier end, because I want these to be nice and thick-ish. Okay, and basically you're going to lay your thing down and commit. You just got to commit. Just make your mark, and if it's not perfect, well, then it's not perfect. If you turn it around to this side, you get skinnier lines. So sometimes having a mix of the thicker lines and the skinnier lines is good. All right, let's go over here. We've got, these are coming out of this little section. So I'm going to try and do this. I do want one that comes down and curls around, so. And they're not always going to come out exactly the way you think that they're going to, but I don't know that they have to. Sometimes them being a little bit more random is a good thing. Okay, so I'm pretty good with that. I threw in a couple of little small ones. A couple of little small ones there. All right, so now let's move this out of the way. I'm going to pull back just a little bit. Let's erase some of this. It's not showing very well on this side because the color pencil is on the other side, but they were showing on the front side through areas I didn't want them to, so I'll get rid of that. All right, now because I am going to be using this tan paper as opposed to white paper, let me just pull a piece of white out here. Okay, so So, let's see here. So there he is on white paper, and actually he looks pretty good on that white paper. And there he is on the tan paper. I mean, you kind of get a different look. Although he looks pretty good there on the white, I got to admit. But sometimes I really like having that dark paper behind the piece. So what I like to do in that case is take my white pencil after I've made my marks and trace the marks that I made with white. Some of these super skitty ones can be a little bit harder, but if you go slow, you can do it. Because basically the slice tool is showing the paper from, you know, you're scraping off the pencils to reveal the color of the paper underneath. Oh, I see some more, just a little bit of stuff I wanted to erase. Okay, so if we put the white pencil on the back, then when I flip it over, hopefully, see, I made some marks on here, and hopefully, even though it's on tan paper, now those whiskers, eyebrow whiskers, are showing a brighter white. So that's good. I'm happy with that. All right, is there anything else that I want to work on? I'm pretty pleased with the way his head is looking there. Yeah, I think it's good. I bet you I have, I don't know, that's a lot of body over here to finish. There's probably 2 more videos. But to be honest, so much of this is just kind of blurred out, and yeah, I don't know how I'm going to tackle that. I might just, I don't know, I might just speed through that. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, the main part, his head, is looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So is there anything else that I want to do here? I'm feeling like just a little bit of softening the edges of these, maybe with dark sepia instead of black. I don't want these spots to be really hard. I want them to have a softer, furrier feel about them. Dark sepia is pretty good for that. It's not as harsh as black. I've already put some burnt umber down. This is kind of just fine-tuning, I guess, you know. I'm not really showing you anything spectacular. It's just me kind of, you know, playing, I guess. I like to fiddle. I'm not super happy. I was happy when I did it, but I'm not super happy about what this looks like. And part of me wants to fill that in with some darker color and then slice some stuff out of there. So, do I want to do that? Perhaps. this somewhat dark sepia though, I think. Polychromos, dark sepia. What if I do it and I don't like it? Well, I guess we'll find out soon enough, right? The other option would be to use my mono eraser. So let me just see how that works. The mono eraser gives you a softer highlight, but sometimes you can't get quite as precise as you want. So let me start there. And then maybe do a few little hairs. I'm going to zoom in. Make sure I'm in focus. Okay, so it's just, and I'm glad that that's what I did, because I like it better than what I had there before. It looks more fluffy. That's good. That's better. Do I want to do any of that over here? It's not dark enough. It's not showing up, really. Okay. All right. So let me pull out, because that was really tight. There we go. Okay. I think we're done. I'm going to pull out again. There we go. Sorry about it. Constantly defocusing, unfocusing. Okay. I think we're done for today. That feels pretty good. You know, the only thing I want to do is sometimes when you use the slice tool, your starting line feels really, really harsh. So I like to come in, I don't know why, but I feel like it helps. I like to come in and just softly go over the beginning line, so that it almost makes it a little bit more tapered, which is nice. This one I didn't have a problem with. I went a little bit lighter here. I was a little heavy-handed here. So just adding a tiny little bit of color back in just softens that starting point just enough to work. Okay. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm going to give it a few hours. I may have to come in and go over some of those black dots a little bit. It depends on how much they fade out. But for the most part, it's looking good. And on the next video, I'll come back and we'll keep working on the body, and hopefully no more than 2 videos to finish it up. So, okay, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being patient for my short delay in the video. And I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Love you all. Thanks. Bye.